Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Fed Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is August 11, 2023, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the markets are mostly drifting on lighter volume. Now you could say it's drifting lower, drifting sideways, but it's really drifting. However, looking at today's major economic events, so at 4 p.m. South African time, we have a UoM Consumer Sentiment number coming out of the United States. Now looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, they're mostly, the major pairs are unchanged. And as we look at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ both really drifting a little bit lower. And looking at commodities, gold remains unchanged while oil sells off of its resistance-ish level. Now looking at the stocks, mostly drifting lower. However, looking at Bitcoin, it remains unchanged. So not much happening as we're in the summer session trading. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we could possibly expect from today's trading. So here we go. We're going to start with the Euro USD, and it's important to note when something is not going on what it looks like. And I think that that's really important just in general. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. The consolidation here, ever since we came down from our 113-ish level, and we've been consolidating since about the middle of July, where we've been in this really rut. I mean, we've been in this type of rut before, but much shorter spurts, okay? Altogether, you can see that even here we were in a wider range than we are here. And that's really important to note, because even if we're trading in a tight range, as long as there's some sort of activity that you can take advantage of on the upside or the downside, it's great. But right here, it's really difficult, so it's hands off for now when it comes to the Euro USD and some of the other major pairs. Now looking at the GBP USD, it's pretty much the same thing. It's trickled down, but it's not giving to you easy, okay? Yes, it has trickled down from 131 and does look a little bit weak, but again, it's still in a very tight range. Now jumping into gold, this is where it gets kind of interesting. We tapered off down to this 1911-ish level and we're bouncing off of it. So it's really unchanged altogether day to day, but keep an eye on it, because this is exactly the point I said we may bounce off of yesterday. So kudos to you if you got it. Now looking at crude oil, we hit $84 a barrel. Now this is a major resistance-ish level. If we look at it, right there is one resistance level. That's your second. And we just tapered off of it. Okay, about $1.50, almost $1.50. And a decent move to note, okay? Now, we did say that that would be resistance-ish level. It did retrace. It is perking up right now, but I have to keep an eye on this to see how this goes, because if it does continue going higher on this type of volume and we break out, we could be at the $92 range. Now, looking at the U.S. market, starting out with the Dow Jones, really a tight day. I mean, you know, there's not much activity in the market, and the markets actually opened up and then they closed down, and you pretty much have a upside down hangman almost, okay? But it's a long doji with just a very tight range from open to close, so really not much doing here, and it does look like we've sold off for now. Now looking at the NASDAQ also, on the bottom of the range, when you look at the stocks, there's much more activity when it comes to them, okay? Because individually, they are trading, okay? If we take a look at Apple first, it continued to sell off, right? It's got bad a quarter, and not horrible quarter, but not the quarter that it was expecting. Let's just say it right, even though it's a Friday morning. And it did retrace a bit and did sell off. Now it's on its dead lows. This is where the makes a difference. Okay, when it makes new lows here, that is essential information for us. Okay, now looking at some of the other majors, Facebook also showing some weakness, Microsoft trickling down, so there's weakness in the market. Okay, even though it's not major volume, I'd like to see once we kick in September 1st how this is all going to pan out. Now jumping into lastly Bitcoin, we are faded the move pretty much. Okay, we had that spike up and then couldn't sustain it. And this is that type of opportunity. We could have just faded it at 30K and made about $400 to $500. Not bad, but a risky trade to boot. Okay, Bitcoin is quite erratic, so just keep that in mind as well. So markets are really summer trading. I don't expect too much activity, but nonetheless, just be prepared. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day, and a beautiful weekend. Thank you.